Guys, what it is, it's your girl Cadillac. I am Cadillac Dixon. I'm the OG prison wife. I am the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping to see justice before it all fades to black. Anyways, out here around noon-ish, it's kind of hot, but we in the shade, just chilling out, me and the family. But anyways, I had a story time to tell you about my YouTube journey. Yes, y'all know that I have been on YouTube for a long time. Let's check out this. I love how it leans like this. Let me lean against that tree and tell the little story. Okay, so I started YouTube way back. It starts from MySpace, right? Back in 2006 when I started rapping. Okay, basically, if you don't know, the reason I started rapping is because I wanted to find a way to get the story out about my husband being wrongfully convicted and excessively sentenced. I went to newspapers and this probably, yep, this is y'all mama. Hello?
I told that kid that.
No,
That is good.
no. Okay, sorry guys, that was their mother calling about them. Oh my goodness. They So I would try to contact newspapers. I went to the news station. I did all types of stuff trying to break this story, but it's very hard. So now I know why it's so hard and difficult to break a story like that. But back then, I didn't know all of that. I still believed in justice. I still thought we were all equal, like we're supposed to be. And it's just, I was naive to a whole bunch of things. So I had back in 2006, which I can link those stories in the description box. This is exactly how my project I call Project Reach the World started, with meeting Mr. Life Jennings. Before I met him, I dreamed that I met him. And in the dream, we made songs together because I wanted to be, I was a poet. And then I tried to change my poetry, my not lyrics, but poetry words into song lyrics, basically. And that was the whole thing. I wanted to be a songwriter so that I could make more money, that I could afford the lawyer for my husband. And that was it. Okay. Now, to be a songwriter, you do have to find somebody to demo your song. You have to find a singer. After many multiple attempts to find a singer to demo my songs, I just said, forget it. Let me just see, can I rap these lyrics? Okay, so the lyrics turned into rap lyrics, from song lyrics to rap lyrics. Like, because I had this one song. I had a lot of good songs, but I just can't freaking darn sing. Like I had the one, I'm in love with someone I can't be with. Okay, y'all, please. I'm going to attempt to sing the lyrics. Just listen to the lyrics. Don't listen to the voice. Okay, so it's, I'm in love with someone I can't be with. It's so hard for me to let go. So I sit and wait so patiently with the hopes that he will come home. Before I lay down at night and close my eyes, I pray the Lord sends him home. But when I open my eyes, the fact still remains that I'm still all alone. Okay, so couldn't sing it, so I rapped it. Here we go. I'm in love with someone I can't be with. It's so hard for me to let go. So I sit and wait so patiently with the hopes that he will come home. Before I lay down tonight and close my eyes, I pray the Lord sends him home. But when I open my eyes, the fact still remains that I'm still all alone. Yeah. So I kind of switched it up a little bit, put a little raspiness to my voice, and it was that singing type rapping feel. That's where I get that vibe from. Okay, so, oh, do y'all really, for a moment, let me just do the song. Okay, and then I actually flipped it into poetry. Here it goes, the same thing. I'm in love with someone I can't be with. It so hard for me to let go. So I sit and I wait so patiently with the hopes that he will come home. Before I lay down at night, I close my eyes. I pray the Lord sends him home. But when I open my eyes, the fact remains that I'm still all alone. It happened a few years ago. I looked for him, but he was gone now. Please tell me, where did he go? 1020 life, that's all I know. See, the Lord on my side is who keeps me strong. I dread the fact I must move on, but I got my life to lead, and I'm the one that takes care of me. Now the messed up party was snatched from his seat. Now a father and a mother I gotta be now, but when it's cold, who gon' hold me now? And who do I talk to when I'm lonely now? See, I'm in love with someone, I can't be with it, so hard for me to let go. So I sit and I wait so patiently with the hopes that he will come home. Before I lay down tonight, I close my eyes. I pray the Lord sends him home. But when I open my eyes, the fact remains that I'm still all alone. Yes, if y'all want to see the version of that poem that I illustrated and recited, I'll link that in the description box. But anyways, that's how that song, music, poetry, all of that career started. And I just wanted to give one song about my husband, because I know that when music gets big, people go to asking, are those true stories? Like, basically, do y'all remember that song, Renee? Do y'all remember the song Renee? Everybody wanted to know if that was a true story. Basically, Renee by the Lost Boys, that ghetto law is the law that we live by. Every day I wonder why my homie had to die. Every day give it up for my ghetto prince. Give it up for my homie. Y'all, I don't remember all the lyrics to that, but everybody wanted to know if that was a true story. Okay, what else? What's another song? Do y'all remember Aaron Hall, I Miss You? Where I miss you, I'm talking to you, baby. Low key, with Marcello Court Day, I sat on the porch of my aunt's apartment and sung that song, I Miss You. Everybody wanted to know, was that a true story? So you know all the music. Give me another song that people thought, you know, was that a real true story that was in it? Billie Jean. How did people think that Billie Jean...
Michael Jackson was telling the story about a girl named Billie Jean.
Okay, but did people really believe that?
He always had those kind of stories, but they're not real stories.
Who? Oh, Ronald Isley. But those,
Yeah.
but I mean like serious type stories that people told in music, and then people wanted to know if they were true stories. Y'all, we can't think right now.
I'm talking about Alicia Keys, The Ghetto.
Oh, when she was talking, yeah, I did wonder, did she really? She was talking about stepping over needles and all types of stuff. That is true. Alicia Keys, yes. Actually, Kristen got a good one. Alicia Keys did do a lot of stories that low-key you wanted to know if that was real. Like Falling. And then she turned around and did Woman's Worth, where her little boyfriend, her husband, was getting out of prison. Yes. And then she turned around and did that If I Ain't Got You, where her husband got locked up, her boyfriend. Look, yes, Alicia Keys did a whole bunch of them songs that you really wanted to know, was that true? Did she really go with somebody that was in jail and prison and stuff like that? That's exactly the feeling that I wanted to give in my music, like tell my stories through music. And then people, once they got big, people of course are going to want to know, is this a true story? And then I'll be like, yes, of course it's a true story. My husband was wrongfully convicted, sentenced to freaking 40 years when our daughter was just 9 months old. Yes, I even have a picture. I did storybook form as well. Besides the poetry and all that, I drew everything out and then I put it into a children's book, because I wanted it to be so simple that anybody can understand how he's wrongfully convicted. I'll just put that in there. I'm gonna edit this video. I ain't edit in a minute, but I'll just edit this one for y'all. So I'll pop it in there. But yeah, I edited that. I mean, I'm sorry. I drew that and illustrated that. But basically, that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to tell the story through my different art forms. And then when people get to talking about it, once someone starts talking about injustice and multiple people start talking about it, one person talks about it, shares it with the next, and then that person shares it with the next. It's like a snowball effect. Don't be throwing that ball at me. I'm doing a story time. Y'all, hold on. Y'all interrupting. So yeah, I basically wanted to tell the stories that people wanted to know if they was real. And like I was saying, when one person, it's like a snowball effect. Everybody starts talking about it. And then, right at that point, that's when you can get justice. When people are talking about the injustice happening, because the actual national public doesn't stand for injustice. That's why they know that they have to keep injustice under wraps, because the minute someone finds out about it, then it's going to be overturned. Okay, so during that time, so basically during the 2006 time, oh yeah, I kind of got off on a tangent. I met like Jennings. Everything in the dream played out, except for in the dream, me and Light Jennings made songs together, which is the songwriting. And basically I got enough money and I was a famous songwriter to the point where I had the recognition that I needed and the resources that I needed to find a lawyer that is really willing to fight, because Marcello's public defender was not willing to fight. Matter of fact, he is the whole reason he secured this bogus conviction by any means necessary. He did. He made sure everything in his power he did to make sure Marcello, his own client, get convicted. I do have a video about that. I think it was like 21 ways or something that Marcello's public defender worked against him. I can link that in the description box. But yeah, so in the dream, I became successful and was able to help my husband. In real life, it was a whole different story. That did not happen. So I used to think that the dream was just not complete. So at that time, the only thing there was to display your music on was basically MySpace, which I love MySpace. It wasn't really video, though you could later add videos to MySpace, but it started out with a video player. When you would go to a person's MySpace, this bug just keeps bothering me. When you would go to a person's MySpace, it would play whatever music they wanted to play. So I loaded the MySpace player with my songs for my demo, and it would play automatically. People used to love my songs. I made multiple songs about Marcello, but then people was like, girl, we don't want to keep hearing about Marcello. Let's hear about something else. Look at Kristen trying to catch the kids. So I started making, fun songs or whatever, somewhat like how Eminem is, how he had to make fun songs until he made it and he was able to then talk about what he wanted to talk about. That was the whole point of my Neck Bones and Collard Green songs, which I can link that in the description box. That was a fun song. Everybody enjoyed it. And I was going to make it off of stuff like that. And then later, once I made it, so MySpace, it started with MySpace, but then all of a sudden one day, MySpace closed down. I have no idea why it closed down. That was an excellent thing for up and coming artists to demo their music and stuff like that. Plus, I don't even think it had an algorithm, so it was easy to get heard. And if your music was good, people just played it. It wasn't all this politics now behind algorithms and it picking you up and being politically correct about every goddamn thing. It wasn't that. Like, you literally just put your music out there and you were done. And people support it. Okay, so from MySpace shutting down, there was this new thing called YouTube. YouTube, I believe, came out in 2008-ish, 2007, 8-ish, when MySpace was on its last leg. Okay, so everybody started a YouTube, even me. And I started a YouTube because I needed to, when you tell people you're a rapper, the first thing people want to hear your music. So I I did that video that I linked earlier where I edited the frames and then put the music over it. I put that on YouTube. I had another story about how Life Jennings helped me start my career. So the YouTube started in 2008ish, and I started putting some music on there. There was this local girl that I went to school with. She was a promoter or whatever, and she was like, "Hey, do you have a video?" So I'm like, "No, I didn't." So I had to hurry up and throw one on YouTube so I could send her the video link and stuff like that, and she could. I thought, she was going to help me out, because I thought over this whole journey, so many people were going to help me out, because I have met so many people, and so many people have taken to our story. If you've met my daughter, even when she was younger, she was the cutest thing. People would be so, in love with her after meeting her that they automatically want to help her out and help get her father home. We was thinking he was going to get home before she, grew up, but unfortunately that wasn't everything I put out there in the atmosphere. Just didn't take on. It didn't happen. So I put the music out there in 2008 on YouTube. Okay, from there, I had that YouTube for a while, and I think I got a lot of views on that neck bones and collard greens. I got a little interview on there about why I started rapping. I put that in the description box. And then I don't know what happened, but I got locked out of that YouTube. I could never figure out what email, because it was just so old. I couldn't figure out nothing. So I started a new YouTube in 2013. Okay, I started that one because the same reason, just put my music up there. I just started remaking songs and still just having fun with my music. I started doing this thing with my prison wives. Where basically I would draw their loved ones as a caricature, and they had to basically play so many of my songs and stuff to be able to get the caricature of their loved one, and they were supporting me and stuff like that. From there I stopped, and then in 2016, I'm about to run out of time, so I gotta hurry up. In 2016, I ended up going back to school, to college, because I was like, what, none of this art stuff is happening. Maybe it's because I'm not, accredited. I don't have a real art degree. I don't really, I'm not official. So I went to school, and I never checked my YouTube again. Come to find out, when I came back to my YouTube in the shutdown of 2020, I seen that video I have about the hard contacts and stuff that I wear. I seen that had taken off, and basically I jumped on there and tried from 2020. Okay guys, so we are back. I had to stop that video because I hope these crickets are not too loud, but I had to stop that video because basically I ran out of storage and I had to upload. That was, let me give you a roundabout time. That was noon that I recorded that video, and it's still not finished uploading. It is still not done uploading, and we are at the 8 o'clock hour, so it takes literally all day. YouTube is not easy. Yes, it's not easy, but the thing is, the problem with YouTube is that it looks easy. It looks to the untrained eye that it is an easy way for people to make money, which it is not. It is very difficult, very, very difficult. Of course, there are the people that have the easy way. It's always somebody that didn't have to go through all the labor, that just looks up and just takes off. Dang, look at this color of the sky there. I'm sorry to interrupt, but that was beautiful. But like with everything else, there is always somebody that just looks up and just makes it, don't have to go through the steps, don't have to. That happened in the music game. When I was doing music, there were people that didn't have to grind like I had to grind, and they just were like ushered in, like, hey, come on, you're a rapper, just come on and be famous, and not have to go grinding and handing out your demo, not having to do shows, not having to try to get backstage. It's some people that just get to skip the process. But YouTube is a process, a very long process. And a lot of people most people that experience success on YouTube is because they never actually stop. They just keep going with it. because it's not usually an instant success. And that's almost with all the social medias. Now, there are some that just pop off, but for the most part, what is that on that camera? But for the most part, you're going to work hard, hard, hard for a long time, basically putting in work, but no return off of it. I don't know why that keeps doing that. That little fuzzy color that's at the bottom of the screen. I've seen that on several of my videos and have not figured out what that is. It's crazy. But anyway, so YouTube is a journey. It is a long journey. But if you do stay through and just keep working at it, sometimes your channel will actually take off. Case in point, a YouTuber that I watch called Life with Anthony. He is a van dweller. I've been really into that. I don't know why. I just got off on a tangent on watching him. He really is like, his personality just attracts you and lures you in. I bet you watch one of his videos, you're gonna watch all of them, girl. I'm binge watching them. But as I study Life with Anthony, because I do study other YouTubers, because that's how you learn. You learn from watching others that have done it before you and who have been successful. It took him 7 years. 7 years to get, basically, he got monetized a while back, but he wasn't getting a lot of views. So of course he's monetized, but he's not making a lot of money. He's making some money, basically. But just within, I think, the last month or so, his whole channel just took off. And now he's making a whole bunch of money off of YouTube. But it took him 7 years. 7, that's a long time. When most people start a YouTube, they don't continue with it. And just like I was saying, it's a process of like how I'm uploading the video, and it's taking all living day to upload. And I can't finish the second part of the video. Those are things and trials that you go through with YouTube. It is not easy. So let's get back to the story. I'm so sorry. I might need to edit that part and put that to the back, because they ain't got nothing to do with this part right here. So where we left off was that I was talking about, 2020, when the shutdown happened. Basically, I returned back to my YouTube channel. And the only reason I returned back to my YouTube channel, because I was going through this whole thing where I just wanted to delete all my social medias. I am not on social media just because I want to be on social media. A lot of people have different reasons for being on social media. I'm on social media because we are in a digital era, and I'm an artist. Artists do not, it's not the old school way of doing art, going to art shows, going and doing all kinds of stuff like that, like in person, setting up in galleries, this and that. It's not that game no more. Not really. I mean, you still can kind of do that, but that's dying off. Everything, even with the music, it's no longer going out, handing out your demo. How do you even hand out a demo now? You can't. You got to give them your online profile, and they're going to judge you by that. Okay, of course, if your profile is not popping, they're going to assume that you're not good at what you do. And it's really not that. It's the point that it's more about the search optimization. People just can't find you. So you can be a good artist. Like I'm an excellent artist in a lot of different ways, but people just can't find me. It's like a buried treasure. So that's the thing about everything being online. It's hard to be seen. It made it very difficult to be seen, because now you're in not just competing with the artists in your area or people in your area, you're competing with the world now. So you're in a smaller fish in a bigger, huge tank, much huger tank, right? And you're competing with the world now. So that's the thing with YouTube that, so in 2020, I was thinking about deleting everything. Like, I'm tired of posting on Facebook, which Facebook is your immediate people. Most times, almost everybody on your Facebook knows you in real life. Like I had so many church people, church members that I went to church with. I had so many school like classmates and stuff from high school, from middle school, from college. I had people in my martial arts class. I had people that knew my daughter. I had people that knew my mother. I had my own immediate family, cousins, aunts, sisters and stuff like that. And the thing is, these are made up of your community. And you're posting and posting, and not even your own community of real people that really know you, that really know your true intentions, that know how genuine you are. Because other people can't tell if I'm genuine enough. Sometimes, you know, I'm so sick of what is that on the bottom of this screen. Every time I hold it that way, I can't figure out what it is. It's like a piece of fuzz or something, but there's nothing. I literally don't even know what that is, but it's aggravating. I don't know what's making that. Anyways, so this your real network. And I'm posting drawings. I'm posting posts about Marcello. I'm posting different things. I'm posting the GoFundMe. I'm posting all of this. And my real community who really know me in person as Keita Dixon, not even as Cadillac, will not support, won't click, won't look at, won't nothing. I had did, when the shutdown first happened in 2020, my storybook that I colored and drew, I sketched and colored it and made it into a video, basically a music video. I did that while I was door greeter at Walmart, right? So during 2020, I took that and edited it into a storybook. I took every picture into Photoshop. I edited it. I put words in there. I took out my little sloppy handwriting. I put words in there, and then I shared it to my community and Facebook. And not one of my family members, not one of my friends, not one of my, nobody would even look at it. They didn't even click on it. And it made me so sick of having all this great art and stuff inside of me, and nobody will support it, because the artist is nothing on their own. An artist cannot make themselves big, even though people want to tell you that. Anybody that you see big, somebody helped them get there. Even these YouTubers that feel like they're bigger than everybody else and they're better than everybody else, they can't be where they are without viewers. Somebody had to help them. Somebody had to view their content. Somebody had to like their content and share their content, or they wouldn't be where they are. But they want to act as though they're bigger and better, and because you don't have views, you're not as good as them. No, it's just people started helping you, and then you made it. So because I wasn't getting the help that I needed with my channel, nobody was viewing it. Not my channel, with Facebook and Instagram, I really was trying to delete everything. But then I said, you know what? I went walking. Y'all know I love walking. And I was angry. I was angry walking. Like, I'm tired of doing this. I just spent all that time and won't nobody like it. I can't get this story out worth nothing. Like, it's taken me 20 years to break the story of a man being wrongfully convicted. Like, how in the world does it take you 20 years to free somebody that shouldn't even be in prison in the first place? Like, while we're trying to free him, he's doing that time. So, I mean, it's not like we could pause life. He's doing that time. And he missed, raising his daughter. Like, for real. Like, y'all can't, even if you release him today, you can't give me that time back. You can't give him that time back. You can't make her small again and let him come help raise her. It's impossible. It's been taken. It's been stolen. So, I don't know. It's very impossible. My heart goes out to anybody who has a wrongfully convicted loved one. It hurts. It really does hurt, because they don't deserve it. But you also know there's nothing you can do. But when your loved one's in trouble, you're going to try to do something. Whether you have the power to do it or not, you're going to try. If your loved one was drowning, and even if you knew you couldn't help them, you couldn't get out to the middle of that ocean, baby, you're going to be trying. You're gonna be trying to get out there to the middle of the ocean. You're gonna be risking your life and everything, whatever resources you had to try to get out there and save them. And that's what I'm trying to do. So what's crazy, I'm about to run out of time again. So basically, I wanted to delete it all, but I went walking really upset, mad. Ugh, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of no support system. I can't get nobody to support for nothing in the world. And if I could just get support for just a moment, once it grows, people are going to just start drawing towards you. You won't need to keep begging, for support. It's just the initial that you're going to need support, right? And then in turn, once I take off, I can help our family. I can help you possibly. If you have something you need help with, I can help you. I would have resources then to help you in your journeys and stuff like that. So I said, I'm going to try YouTube one more time, but I'm going to do it the right way. And basically, that's when I started learning and doing all different types of YouTube training and trying to figure out how to really get your YouTube to growing. And from 2020 to 2022, present day, I have been faithfully, y'all can view through my video, your girl been faithful with this. I have been faithfully, I can't even get out to the park without them calling me. Don't even make no sense. Don't even make no sense. People must have contact with me at all times a day. I am open 24 hours. Walmart ain't even open like 24 hours, but I show them. But I've been faithfully uploading for 2 years now, and my channel is just now getting started. I'm at 420 something, and I'm almost halfway to my first 1,000 subscribers. All right, it's your girl Cadillac.
It's a girl Cadillac.